Penguin Audiobooks presents The Patriarch, The Remarkable Life and Turbulent Times of Joseph P. Kennedy by David Nasaw. Read by Malcolm Hillgartner. Introduction. Joseph P. Kennedy was a man of boundless talents, magnetic charm, relentless energy, and unbridled ambition. His life was punctuated by meteoric rises, catastrophic falls, and numerous rebirths, by cascading joys and blinding sorrows, and by a tragic ending near Shakespearean in its pathos. An Irish Catholic from East Boston, he was proud of his heritage, but refused to be defined by it. He fought to open doors that were closed to him, then, having forced his way inside, he refused to play by the rules. He spoke his mind when he should not have. Too often he let his fears speak for him. He was distrustful, often contemptuous of those in power, and did not disguise it. His anger and his hatreds were legendary, especially at those whom he believed had betrayed him. For the last 30 years of his life, and for more than 4 decades since his death, Joseph P. Kennedy has been vilified and dismissed as an appeaser, an isolationist, an anti-Semite, a Nazi sympathizer, an unprincipled womanizer, a treacherous and vengeful scoundrel who made millions as a bootlegger and Wall Street swindler, then used those millions to steal elections for his son. Tales of his immoralities, his mischiefs, and his criminal associations have multiplied, one on top of the other, until they have pushed into the background every other aspect of his and his family's remarkable story. That there is some truth to these allegations is indisputable, but they tell only part of a larger, grander, more complicated history. Joseph P. Kennedy grew up the pampered son of a powerful and respected East Boston ward leader and businessman, then crossed the inner harbor to Boston Latin, where he led a near-charmed life as a star athlete, class president, and boyfriend of the mayor's very pretty daughter. On graduation he crossed another body of water, to Cambridge and Harvard College, where, as an Irish Catholic, he found himself for the first time in his life the odd man out. There were no tortuous journeys of self-exploration. By the time Joe Kennedy left college, he knew who he was. The smartest man in the room, the one who would come out ahead in every negotiation he entered into. His ambition was to secure a place in a major Boston bank or financial house, but such positions, he discovered on graduation from Harvard, were reserved for proper Bostonians, not the sons of East Boston Irish Catholic ward leaders. He made the best of the situation by getting a civil service job as an assistant bank examiner. At age 25, he was named president of the East Boston Bank his father had helped found. He could have remained there and made a healthy living for himself and his rapidly growing family, but he wanted more, and had to leave Boston to find it. During the 1920s, he was a major player in the nation's fastest-growing industry, moving pictures, and one of the few Irish Catholics to own or run a studio. The Hollywood he encountered was not a dream factory. It was a town and an industry focused on raising money to finance the transition to sound and organizing itself to repel attempts at censorship. Kennedy arrived as the head of a minor, debt-ridden studio and positioned himself as a non-Jewish white knight who would rescue the industry from those who questioned its taste and its morals. He promised to apply a banker's good sense to making pictures, to cut production costs, raise studio profits, and boost share prices. His rise was meteoric, but he reached too far and traveled too fast. After only a few years in the industry, he retired, with Gloria Swanson as his mistress and millions of dollars in stock options. Trusting no one, with no allegiance to any industry or firm or individual or place, he made a fortune in Hollywood, then in New York, buying and selling options, stocks, and bonds in the companies he managed or with which he was associated.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?